brand new Asus Tough Gaming. This like you better stop.
Yeah, today we building a PC.
We're gonna just finally start off.
Now you're probably wondering why the motherboard is in such a bland box. Well, the main reason is because I basically had returned my previous motherboard and then bought a new motherboard. That motherboard that you saw in the previous video of me showing off all the parts, that was the Gigabyte B650 Eagle AX. And the one that I upgraded to was the Gigabyte B650 Aorus Elite AX V2. So it's basically the same exact motherboard except a bit better. And I had got this motherboard for even cheaper as well.
Alright, so first we're starting off with the CPU AM5. This is the 9600X, the newest version of the Ryzen 5 stuff. Open that bad boy up. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, this is like a real AM5 CPU. It's in my hands. It's right here. It's in my hands. But yeah, now find the corner right here, align it to the corner that's on the socket, just drop it in there. A little wiggle so make sure that's secured up. There it is. Now it's really in there. Now this is the part that really be scaring me, because you got to put so much pressure. Actually, 1 second, I just realized I almost forgot, y'all. I actually have to take out the frame. That's the whole socket right here. So this is what the contact frame looks like. Basically just put it right where the socket is. It's already put the CPU in, just boom. And then just put that thing right in there. Oh, my hair. So it comes with 4 screws and a little tool to, like, you know, screw them in. Because, you know, what's the point of getting screws without, you know, a screw to put them in. Boom. Boom. I don't know why that one didn't want to go in. There we go. And then I'm gonna screw it down until I feel that, like, it wants to stop. I'm not gonna force it to tighten any further, because that might be pretty bad. There we go. That's good. Also, another thing I see with this, it actually points out the triangle. For the RAM, we're rocking with the Corsair Vengeance DDR5. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure this has a CL30 timing. That's basically the latency or whatever. Ooh. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Look at these. They're so low profile too. Like, they're pretty small. Boom. Boom. Always go. Well, actually, no, that's the wrong one. Boom. Boom. There we go. This is my favorite part when it comes to PC building. Trust me. Slide in, please. Can it slide in? Yes. I didn't put it in the right way. Yeah, I don't think it aligns, so I have to switch it. Okay, yeah, it goes this way. So, equal pressure on both sides. Boom. There we go. Ooh, there we go. On this motherboard, the M.2 SSD has a heatsink, unlike my last motherboard. Never forget this right here. I'm gonna take this off when I actually put this back on. Jupiter solid state drive, PCI 4.0. Even though this is Gen 5, this is 4.0 SSD. It doesn't really make that big of a difference, so I don't really care. I gotta pick at the freaking sticker. Hold on 1 second. And the SSD, it comes with its own screwdriver. See, it's harder to do this when I'm trying to, like, get a view for the camera. There we go. Oh wow! Oh, you did not see that. Jupiter SSD. Can I read the back? I stick this in here. It's not going in. Okay, the connector is right here. All I gotta do is just put it in. There we go. Now it's in there. See that? You know, for these newer motherboards, they have this thing where it's like toolless, so I don't have to, like, screw it on. All I gotta do is just, wait, you can't even see it. Push it down. You can see the little thing, and all I gotta do is just turn it. Wait. Yeah, I have to turn it, push it down, and then put it over. See that? You just put it over, and now it's still there, just stuck. Beautiful. You put the heat sink on. Oh. Anyways, we're gonna screw this back down. Not gonna stop until I feel tension. Boom, there we go. We got something pretty big right here, you know what I'm saying? The Peerless Assassin 120 Digital Black. It's a dual fan air cooler. Whenever, you know, one thing that's crazy, when I show people the CPU cooler I got, they was always telling me I should get an AIO, and it's only a 9600. It's a Ryzen 5, so it's like it's not the 78X3D, or it's not the, I don't know. People underrate the air coolers. Air coolers, they're pretty sufficient. Like, you could run an air cooler on the 98X3D or the 78X3D, as long as the heatsink is big enough. One fan right here, and it's gonna blow. Oof. So put these right here. Boom. Faces suck. That's what I learned from Tech Source. I remember on my building my first computer, I had so much trouble with figuring out the brackets for this, but now I've got it down to a T. What is this? What am I looking at? Air cooler, why? See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. Like, bro, air coolers are cool. Pun not intended, but you know, we're just gonna act like it was intended. Fan configuration, air is going. You like my air sound effect? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at all that creamy stuff.
Then it just got to a point where I just put way too much thermal paste. Like, as I'm editing this video right now, and I'm like watching myself put this much thermal paste, I'm just like, what am I, like, look at this, what am I doing? But I will say, from my perspective, when I was putting the thermal paste on, it was a very thin layer. So like, even though it would look smothered, it's like a really thin layer of thermal paste, and I thought that like it needs a little bit more, but it still was just way too much. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And then it became a back and forth of just like, oh, I'm putting too much thermal paste, so I gotta wipe it off. But then I wiped too much off of it, so then I had to, I put more thermal paste on there. And it was just kind of like, yeah, it was just a constant back and forth of that, and I kind of made a huge mess with that.
You know what? I don't like this thermal paste. This thermal paste sucks. I hate it. Freaking garbage goop. That's what I'm gonna call it. Garbage goop. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fun. Trust me. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid.
So yeah, that was my first time dealing with AM5 or like any AMD type of socket. So I'm like really used to the LGA 1700 or whatever the Intel one is called. So yeah, I kind of got that confused.
Let's be patient, right, guys? So I had it like this, but I have to have it like that. Bro, my screwdriver's too short. I'm gonna come back. I need to get a bigger screwdriver. BRB. Turn. Boom. Turn. Boom. Yeah. Turn. Yeah. Turn. Yeah. Yes! Right here. It's like rubbing against the freaking heatsink. There. We're good. Oh, I forgot. I haven't, I didn't put this on here. I might as well do this now because, yeah. Patriot M.2 SSD. It's just 500 gigabytes. That's really not special. The only reason why I have a 500 gigabyte SSD is because I literally got it for free. I got it for free when I was getting my CPU. We're gonna put it in here. Oh yeah. Hold on. The glass is so much easier to take off than my current PC case. Yeah. Does that work? so much room for an AIO cooler. You got with 3 fans, 360mm fan right here. You got all this fan cable management space right here. You know, I feel like I would have been got this PC build finished if I wasn't streaming this, but because I'm trying to stream and like get the whole thing somewhat in camera view, this thing right here, that my fingers touching it, this is a cooler. I was gonna say a CPU cooler, but if for this is the Seagotep. Weird name, Seagotep. I don't know why they call it that, but Seagotep, 12cm fan, a PFC, don't know what that means. Fully modular, ATX 3.1 ready, PCIe 5.1 ready, Gold Plus rated, you know. Beautiful, 850 watts. Holy crap, look at all of that stuff going on in there. You can see like the inside of it. There's a lot of fan, you know, looking beautiful. PCIe, they got the 8-pin or they got the NVIDIA stuff right there. I forgot what this is called, but that's the 600 watt cable. I know it's 600 watts. Motherboard 28-pin. I thought it was 24-pin, but nope. Yeah, here's another PCI 8-pin, so these two go together. Here's all the 6-pin SATA things, these 3 right here, and CPU cables. Boom. Now for these cables, there's been like so many times where people's PCs would literally turn on fire because they do not get this cable all the way into their GPU or into their power supply. Here's another cable, Velcro. I'm keeping that. I'm loving it. It's beautiful. The 24-pin motherboard cable. Yeah, I don't like the way how these like are separated like this. Ew. See that? Why don't they just connect all together? That's like ugly.
Now, so far in this build, I'm feeling great. Like everything's coming together pretty nice. You know, the motherboard, I mean, the CPU cooler was kind of a hassle, but you know, the PSU cables, everything's like fitting in right. You got the case right there. The huge problem was definitely like trying to get the angles for the camera, because like I'm not a PC gamer or a PC YouTuber, so I don't usually record me building computers. I don't got a whole setup for that, so I had to use my desktop setup. This is my first time building a PC in like about 2.5 years or so. And also, if you're this far in the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I had to do a shameless plug, you already know. And yeah, I think y'all are gonna love this PC build. Watch the end to see how it comes out.
Ugh. Ugh. I look so stupid. Oh my goodness. You can see that? That doesn't look all the way in there, right? No. Yeah. Fans. Yeah, I should have did that before worrying about the power supply, but you know, you still saw the power supply, so this is kind of an off-brand fans. This comes with a fan hub, beautiful. That's actually pretty amazing. A remote, and then fans, 6 of them. You didn't see that, okay? So now I gotta open 6 of these bags.
Now this definitely took the longest out of all the stuff that happened during the PC build. This is the part that took the longest to like deal with, because one, you gotta do the fans, you gotta screw them in and all that, and then you have to, you know, get the cables right. You have to connect all the cables and all that bull. It was a whole thing that lasted like 2-3 hours.
I paid $30 for 6 fans. Why does it smell like that? Listen to this. Ooh-wee. On my last PC build, the most trouble I had was with CPU fan, and of course I literally spent an hour on CPU fans on this build too. So you really gotta put your wrist into it. You know what I'm saying? You can see my arm. You can see my arm going like this. Should I get somebody I just got a party invite from Little Wiener 5 on Epic Games. I don't even know who that is. What do y'all think about me hiring somebody to edit my videos? because I've been really like heavily considering it. One, though, I don't know where to look to hire people for editing, video editing. Two, I don't know if it's gonna be expensive. How expensive, at least? Screw you, Ugh. All right, we're done. Fans in there.
Now, this part of the stream was very tedious because, you know, of course, you know, cable management with fans, but even then, like, it was me trying to figure out how to connect the RGB headers to other RGB headers, and like the 4-pin cables to other 4 pins, and like putting them all together and then like putting it on the fan header. It was just like a whole like confusing thing to deal with, but I was getting it done. I understood it pretty well. I didn't have to look up anything or like stuff like that. And when I was putting them together, we were like talking about the most stupidest stuff, like making the fan cables make love and stuff like that, and Fan Hub, the website. It was just so stupid. But if you want to see all that, you can join the or not join the stream, but click on the link. It's probably gonna be in the description. It was the original stream. It's unlisted, but you can still find it in the description. And yeah, it was really tedious trying to cable manage this, but I think I did somewhat well, but not that well, you know. And as I said in the text before earlier, I said that I replaced the fans, which I did. I had got the Lee and Lee fans, and God, they hurt my pockets. Like, I paid like $160, $170 for those fans. It was so terrible. And but I figured it would be worth it because it's more of a long-term thing, because, you know, the fans last long. They're very upgradable, or not really upgradable, but like it's easy to set them up, it's easy to remove them, replace them, etc, etc. The cable management isn't that. And another reason why I wanted Lee and Lee fans is because of course, you know, the RGB software and how like customizable it is. And also, don't get me wrong, these fans are amazing. Like for $30, hold on, stutter. For $30, these are actually like just amazing. Even though they're very cheap and like very affordable and all that, they do have some pretty nice quality. Like the RGB is pretty nice, you know. It comes with a fan header. It comes with like all types of stuff to get you set with whatever fan you need, and that's good. That's good for a fan. Honestly, if I were to do a budget build, those fans are like my go-to fans. If I were to look for any other PC fans, I don't know. Or if I were looking for PC fans, those were the fans I'd go with, because they're amazing. I'll link those below. I'll link all the parts that I've used in this video below, and yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that! I mean, it's not the best. It's not the best. Holy crap. Wait, it's not fitting. Why is it not fitting? Hold on, wait a minute. Why is it not fitting? Make sure you scrub the motherboard with a toothbrush. Really? Actually, let me let y'all get a good view of the computer as of now. Y'all can see it. What are we thinking? How are we feeling about it? Think I get copyrighted for singing a song? Actually, you can get copyrighted for that. Like, you don't even have to put the song in your video. Like, just by singing the lyrics, you can get copyrighted for that. That's happened to SML multiple times. That is crazy. That, like, they can really do that.
So at this point in the video, everything was just feeling like in-game. Like, this is really coming together. Everything looks amazing. Like, it's just gonna be great. So, you know, I was feeling great, as I already said before. What am I even talking about? But you know, I was getting the power supply in. I have to do some more cable management after I get that power supply in, but you know, it's just casual, tedious work. It's gonna be over soon. All I gotta do is just get the cables right, get the cables connected to the motherboard, and then put the GPU in, and then boot it up. That's all I gotta do. So boom, there's me getting the cable management right and all that. I think I've started to learn that I actually enjoy doing cable management.
Holy crap, it is a very noticeable difference in between how heavy your PC is, depending on a ATX and a mini ATX PC. Now it's time to connect the cables.
Now, when it comes to these cables, everything was perfectly fine except for that USB 3 cable. It bothers me so much. It blocks the fan, and I couldn't like fold it behind it. It just I don't like it.
Bro, you hear that? Hold on, y'all gotta hear this. Hear this. Listen close. Oh, y'all hear that? Oh my gosh, that's so freaking fire. I've been recording for 5 hours. Now, this riser cable is a PCI Gen 4, even though NVIDIA RTX 50 series is Gen 5. I don't care.
Now, as I'm editing this, I feel so stupid looking at myself try to unscrew the bracket off of the riser cable and then replace the other bracket onto the riser cable and then put the other bracket onto the above. Like, bro, literally all I could have did was just remove that second bracket, put it to the one above it, and then just plugged it in. That probably made no sense, but like I did way more than I needed to right here.
Now, we put it in. Oh shit! I just broke something, but we're not gonna talk about it. Okay, we're almost done, boys. Okay. 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 This is the part we've been waiting for, guys. Now, I've opened this box already for that one video where I was comparing the size of the GPU. I don't know how many people actually seen that video. Also, the Asus graphics cards, they have a lot of features. Now, let's open it. Look at that. You can't even see it because of the glare, but look at that. We got some power cables. Of course, this is the dual PCI adapter. I'm gonna keep that even though I don't need it. Here's a GPU stand. I may or may not need that. Pretty sure this is a sticker. I think this is a sticker, but it's a little heavy. It might be something else. And Tough Gaming, another sticker. We're not here for that, are we? We're here for this big boy. I'm kind of prolonging it. I just take it out the bag. I know what you're thinking. Just take it out the bag. Take it off. Take your clothes off. Oh, it feels so nice. Oh, it feels so nice. Oh, look at that, y'all. Asus. Oh, they got the fans. Yeah, that's what they do. You get a new GPU, you gotta. Wait, no. Yeah, you gotta do it right. There's a BIOS thing or something. These graphics cards, they're like dual. I forgot what it's called, dual BIOS or whatever. Oh, it's right here. P and Q mode, and there's like a switch under it. Basically, performance mode and quality mode. That's simply what it is. Now it's time to take some more of her clothes off. Yeah. 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 Got you, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, stay tough gaming. Yeah. I'm gonna remove it. Take it off. Oh yeah. It's fully naked. Now it's time to put it in. After it's naked, you gotta put it in, right? It's been like 3-4 months that I've been waiting for this, okay? Look at my hand. Look at my hand. Look at my hand. You think I'm faking this? No. Oh, it's in there. It's in there. I still haven't even put the power cable in. Shoot, I think I have to take it out. Hold on. Make sure it's all the way in there, because you really gotta make sure it's getting every single bit of juice possible. Now it's time to put it in again. There it is. Oh, it's in there. Y'all, alright, rate this 1 to 10. 1 to 10, how it looks. In terms of pure looks, what are we rating it?
Now, on my personal opinion, I'd give this a 9 out of 10. And the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is, one, is because look at that 24-pin cable for the motherboard. It's ew, it doesn't look good, okay? 2, the height case that's on the rear fan spot, it doesn't really fit in. Also the 2 fans on the front isn't reverse blade, so that's another thing. But you know, it's just small things that I can easily fix with like $30. So I think it looks nice. What do y'all think? Comment below.
Thank you guys for watching. I paid 18,000 or 18,000. I paid 1,800 for this. I waited 3-4 months. Yeah, this was a crappy stream, but you know, I enjoyed every second of it. That loud cackling noise was from one of these cables. It's literally just against the fan. Now we're gonna try this one more time. Holy hell, this is heavy. One more time. We're gonna try this again. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh! It's working! Look at that. The fans blowing and stuff. Now you can look at your homework folder in 4K at the highest frame rates you've ever seen. You know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy? It's time to take your clothes off. So I went back to my old computer. Look at this relic right here. You can't even see it because the light ain't on, but there's a lot of dust going on in here. About to put this SSD back in there. But first, let's take a good look at the inside of the computer. I'm filming this in my brother's room, so bear with me. Bro, I just wanted to make a little edit montage, and that took a whole hour-and-a-half to do. See, this is how I wanted my other ATX cable to look like, but no, it's like split off into weird. I don't like it. But got the cooler and stuff. It's pretty mediocre. Here's the graphics card, RTX 3070, pretty tiny. But you know, yeah, at full load it would be screaming for its life because it would be at like 80-90 degrees. Now for the part that we've all been waiting for, the benchmarking, how much better this computer is compared to my old one. First off, we're gonna start off with God of War 2018. Now I know this isn't a good benchmarking game considering this game came out in 2018, but it's a game that I play, so we're still testing it out. Now this part was a bit weird because right here you can see there's only a 20 to 30 frame difference in the game, but when you get to right here,
you can see there's a much bigger difference when you're actually in the game. Next up, we got Black Myth Wukong at 1080p high settings, no DLSS, no frame gen. Now, something I must address is the difference in the two MSI Afterburner OSDs. Now, I don't know why it's different, but it will not let me see the CPU temperature or the CPU like stats overall. It just, I don't know. But key differences I'd like to point out between the two systems. Look at the GPU stats. The 5070 is keeping a lot more cooler, the clock speed is higher, and it draws less power. And also, while I was editing this video, I see the differences in the FPS, and I was like, that ain't right. So what I did was I went back to Black Myth Wukong and redid the benchmarking or whatever, and the frame rate was much different than before. Another difference that I must point out, you probably can't tell because you're looking at the benchmark screen, but the two graphics cards and their temperatures. The 3070 is a dual fan, very thin heatsink graphics card, while the 5070 is a triple fan with a really big heatsink. One thing I really love about my new computer is that the cooling is just top tier. Even on full load for hours on end, the CPU and GPU will barely even go past 60 degrees. I've never seen it go up to 70. And even then, while the fans are blowing, it's quiet as ever. And it doesn't sound like an airplane like a 10-year-old PS4. Now we get on to the main flagship of the NVIDIA cards, frame generation. And boom, just like that, the 5070 completely demolishes the 3070 now, with over double the FPS, getting around 60 to 70 more frames per second. But now,
4090 performance.
yeah, this is where the 3070 and the 5070 really set apart. 200 frames? That's crazy. So yeah, this is the
4090 performance
that y'all been waiting to see. Frame gen is honestly a bit overhated in my opinion, but on the other hand though, it does give NVIDIA leeway to just completely lie when it comes to their marketing. Like 4090 performance on a 5070, that's ridiculous. But of course with the AI frames, it does amount to a 4090. But I think that's a bit unfair to just downplay it and act like the 5070 isn't worth
549.
So now we're on to God of War Ragnarok, 1080p max settings and no DLSS. And as usual, you can see the difference, a huge increase in FPS, around 60. Beautiful, I say, beautiful. And now we're gonna ramp it up with the DLSS frame gen, and boom, you already see, it's just ridiculous how the difference in frame rate is now. Now, I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but if you look at the 5070 clock speed, it's actually gone up to 3000 megahertz, which is not usual compared to the original base clock of 2500 megahertz. Well, I used GPU tweak to overclock it just a little bit, up to 3000 megahertz, and I also had overclocked the GDDR7 memory all the way up to 30,000 megahertz. And last but not least, we got The Last of Us Part 1 running at 1080p high settings, no DLSS. I mean, what else can we expect? The 5070 is just better than the RTX 3070. The Ryzen 9600X is better than the 12600K. It's just DDR5 better than DDR4. It's simple as that, you know. Now the specific FPS increase is a bit wonky because it goes up and down because of the cutscenes, but it's safe to say it's a 150% increase. Hi, hello. That's about the end of the video, almost. Like I said earlier, I got new fans. They're the new Lian Li, or not new Lian Li, but like they're Lian Li fans. They're, you know, the Infinity, I forgot what it's called, but I got two 140mm fans right here. They're both reverse blade, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. They're all regular 120mm fans, and they're pretty nice. I like it. And so the reason why I switched those out was because I simply wanted the best of best fans, and I didn't like how these two fans weren't reverse blade. But so I was just like, you know what, let's get some new fans. And I couldn't really find the reverse blade option of those same fans that I had, so I was just like, let's just get the best of the best. Let's overspend. But these are gonna last really long, so I don't regret getting these. And also the cable management is so much easier. I'm gonna put a few pictures of the cable management on the back. The pictures I have of the back, I spent like a good 3 hours or so. Yeah, I don't like messy cable management. I like my stuff organized, nice and clean, you feel me? Another thing I'd like to point out is I replaced the thermal paste. So I know I put a lot of thermal paste. It was ridiculous. I replaced it and I kind of did it wrong. I think I put too little thermal paste. So I redid the thermal paste, and now it's like this. The cooling is so perfect. Like, look at this, 54 degrees. I've been having this PC on for quite a while. I've been editing this video. I've been I actually redid some of the benchmarks as well. So yeah, the CPU has been doing its load. So overclocking, I've been thinking about getting a new motherboard because the Gigabyte B580, the overclock support on it is pretty nice. Because they have something called AI overclocking, where it would use AI to like predict how much that the CPU can handle for the overclocking and stuff like that. I tried to manually overclock and that did terrible. I tried to overclock the memory, blue screen of death. I tried to overclock the CPU, the computer wouldn't display some of the times. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just undo that and I'm not gonna touch that. But the GPU, it's overclocked pretty nice. Like, I know I said that I changed the memory to 30,000 megahertz, but I actually upgraded it to quite a higher margin. I can't really remember it. I'm not really gonna. The overclock potential on the 5070, it's amazing. It's even better than the benchmarks that I've shown you, just by like a few FPS or so, maybe like a 10 FPS margin. Which leads me to another topic of discussion, the graphics card, my overall opinion on it, my overall review of it, because I've been using it for, say, a month or so. I have a lot to say, but I kind of said most of what I have to say on the Discord, so I'm gonna put the screenshot on like the picture, and because if you're this far in the video, I'm sure that you care about all that nerdy stuff, so you can pause the screen, read that. Yeah, I'm really loving this PC. Also, the budget, not really the budget, but the overall price of this computer has increased due to me buying these Lian Li fans. I said earlier that it was like 1,700, 1,800. Yeah, the fans, they increased it up to 2,000. It's a good little thing to put on the thumbnail or the title of the video. Maybe people will click on it, maybe people will watch it, who knows, I don't know. Yeah, give me your thoughts on the computer. Tell me what you think about the looks. What do you think about the specs? You know, sometimes I see people put the build computers and they'll be like, oh, you got this much RAM with this setup, or you got this GPU with this CPU, that's terrible, or like you know. But I think I did a good job on getting compatible parts. But ASUS TUF, specifically their GPUs, they're amazing. I also remember during the process of me building this, oh my god, holy stutter, but me in the process of building this computer, I kept asking people whether I should have got the 5070 or the 5070 Ti. This 5070, the ASUS TUF, it came out as the price of the MSRP of the 5070 Ti. I don't know if I should have just went with that. I got the ASUS TUF 5070. It's pretty good, and it performs a lot better than the base 5070 since it's overclocked like hell. I could have got the 5070 Ti. I'll say that. Y'all think I should have got that, or do y'all think the 5070 is enough? I chose to go with the 5070 because I'm literally only at 1080p. I game at 1080p. Everything I do is at 1080p. But I've been thinking about getting 1440p monitors. That's probably gonna be a distant future. Also, another thing that I like to talk about is y'all haven't seen me in like 3 months. All that time I've been spending, I've been mostly just working on getting money for this computer. That's basically it. I was also really busy with school because, you know, I graduated, you know, class of 2025. I'm done with school now. So now that I've gotten the computer, I've gotten out of school, I don't have school to worry about. I only have YouTube videos to work on now. So hopefully now that this video is out, because this video has took so freaking long to edit, like I'm telling you, it way too long. Once I get this video up, I hopefully can get 1 to 2 videos per week out. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see on the first gaming video back. I don't know what I should play. I was thinking about playing Cuphead DLC, but at the same time, I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate y'all for even if you're this far in the video, because this video was not that good of a quality video, but it's not like any of the other tech YouTubers like Tech Source or you know, yeah. So if you're still watching this video, I can tell that you really like computers, or you like me. Hopefully you like me. Subscribe if you haven't, you know. I got some pretty nice videos out there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Dunkleo out. Cue the montage.
Motherboard.